Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It is your girl Marquilla, and today I am sharing a portion of my VSG journey where I am talking about foods that I cannot eat. So let's get into it. Know if you are returning, welcome back. Hey, how are you doing? If you are new, just a quick introduction. My name is Marquilla. I recently had weight loss surgery, specifically the vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery back in October of 2021. I am officially 5 months post-op and I have lost a total of 68 pounds. I am so happy with my journey, and basically here on my channel, I'm sharing, content around my experience after weight loss surgery. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to document before surgery, but I'm sharing after surgery, and I'm also sharing content about my progress and growth and experience in health and wellness. I've also have PCOS. I have osteoarthritis. So I deal with a number of things or health conditions which made me the best candidate for weight loss surgery. And so I am sharing that with you in hopes that maybe my experience can help anyone who is looking to have weight loss surgery or who is in the process or who've already had it. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. So today I'm just going to be discussing what everyone loves to talk about or ask, me about, and that is, what do I get to eat? So I'm going to go into that and share with you what I am now able to eat after I've had weight loss surgery. I'm going to share with you what my portion size is like. Do I get to have a cheat meal? That's like the common question. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So first off, I just want to say, I am one of the fortunate few, I mean, if you will, but I pretty much have not had a bad experience with any food that I've had so far. So there is that. The question is, what am I able to eat? Pretty much anything that I would have usually ate or I would have ate prior to weight loss surgery. There are things that I'm still nervous about. Obviously steak and things like that. I've actually did have steak, but I had it cooked differently. I usually like my steak done or cooked medium well, but I had to go I don't know what would be underneath that. Not rare, but I don't know what it is because I only get medium well. So whatever is underneath that, or I'm not a chef, so please forgive me, but I've had to have it more tender. So it's not as tough because that's one of the things. It's some foods, eating them, or some meats, or some foods, eating them and eating tough foods, it can irritate, my pouch a little bit, or it might be just a little harder to eat. So I pretty much eat anything. Now, let's see, what are my favorite foods? My favorite food is bread. I love bread. So, I mean, whether it's cake, muffins, bread, cinnamon rolls, you name it. So before I had weight loss surgery, I loved bread. And I remember I would literally just make toast and lather on the butter because I just love bread. And if I went to the restaurant, the bread and butter, oh my God, I would just overindulge. So I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore after weight loss surgery. So one of the things with weight loss surgery is your diet has to be low carb, and little to no sugar. So low sugar or no sugar. And it's very similar to the keto diet. I don't know all of the keto diet. I just know a lot of times when I'm looking up recipes, some of the foods that we eat as bariatric patients is very similar to the keto diet, which is really awesome because when I do buy bread, I can buy keto bread. So there you go. So I don't, when I do eat meals, I do have bread, but like if I get like a turkey sandwich, or make a turkey sandwich at home, I have to do like one slice of bread, cut it in half, and that's my sandwich. And that's for two reasons. One, because I only can eat smaller portion meals now. And two, the bread might just be too much, might be too much carbs for me. Also, I still have to maintain eating a certain amount of calories in a day to successfully, lose the weight. So those are things that has changed. I still can have like toast, like I can eat English muffins. I do a lot of, so like I said, I do keto bread. I don't like the taste of keto bread just alone. I tried to do like toast with keto bread. I did not like it. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. So I'll do like whole grains, 100% whole grains, or I'll do like keto bread or things like that, but I haven't really had toast. I don't eat waffles, I don't eat muffins, I don't eat cake. I cannot have those things right now. At some point I can, but if I can, it's a very small portion. So like a slither. And also, I did want to say this about bread. It fills you up. So that's the other reason why you don't want to eat so much bread after weight loss surgery, is because when you have a smaller stomach, you have to think you have to get your protein in. Protein is key. So you want to consume your protein first. And having that bread, it kind of, fills you up faster. Then so like if I have a turkey sandwich, I would probably not be able to finish the entire turkey sandwich because the bread has already filled me up. So a lot of times I substitute my bread with like just lettuce, or I'll just make the turkey roll with just the turkey meat and the cheese. And then you can just add like your condiments, like the, tomato, whatever it is that you like to put on your sandwich, you can. You just want to make sure that it's not high in sodium, it is not high in fat, it's not high in sugar, things like that. So bread, that is it for breads. I talked about when I went out to eat. I did go out to eat. I have rarely been out to a restaurant. I'm still a little nervous, but I have been out to eat, and it was just like to get pizza. I can eat like thin crust pizza, one slice, sometimes a slice and a half, depending on how big the slice is. And I don't get like pepperoni or sausage because it doesn't really like, typically on the pizza it could be hard, like the meat can be hard, so it irritates. So I usually just get cheese pizza, and I can do that, so that doesn't irritate me. I'm trying to think, is there any other foods? I love ice cream, but here's the thing, I'm lactose intolerant, so I really probably shouldn't even eat a lot of ice cream. So it's a win-win. I haven't had any ice cream. I used to eat yogurt. I can't have yogurt right now. And honestly, after surgery, it just did not feel comfortable eating it. Like it kind of like, I think it was because of the thickness. It just kind of like stuck and it irritated a little bit. So I didn't have a desire to eat yogurt because of that feeling, and it just didn't taste the same to me. And that is common after weight loss surgery. Like certain foods that you might have liked before, it doesn't taste the same to you after weight loss surgery. So for me, it was yogurt. I did not really care for it after weight loss surgery. And so then my doctor just kind of, told me about a month ago, like no yogurt. So it kind of works out. I don't eat it, but that was one of my other favorite foods before surgery that I used to eat. So I haven't had ice cream, no yogurt, and of course, no soda. I cannot drink. I used to kill like maybe 3 cans of Pepsi a day, and I cannot have Pepsis right now or any carbonated beverages. if I do, it'd have to be like a Coke Zero, drinks like that. And I don't like diet drinks, so I will never probably ever drink, soda ever again. I don't really know if that's a thing where it says like you can't ever. You might want to ask your doctor if you've already had weight loss surgery or if you're in the process of getting it. But I know for me, I cannot have it. It causes gas, and gas with a smaller stomach is like painful and a major no-no. And also it can, I've heard that it can expand some people's stomach. I don't know how true that is, but yes, no carbonation for me. So, let's talk about smaller portions. Let's get into it. So, smaller portions, let's talk about that. So, because now I have a smaller stomach, 80% of my stomach has been cut. That is typically what happened with vertical sleeve surgery. I cannot speak to any of the other weight loss surgeries. I'm not well versed on them. I do have a little knowledge, but for my surgery specifically, 80% of my stomach was cut. So I have like, my stomach is the size of like a banana. So picture that, if you will. So a lot of my foods have to be smaller portion. So I have to, typically what I do, and you know what, this isn't something that is completely strange. Like, I know people do this even, just, in their weight loss journey, they try to portion control. And so this is something that they recommend you do, as well when you're portion controlling just for weight loss. So I typically get like a smaller plate, like a saucer or just like a kid's plate, where it's like you could separate your food. They also do have, portion plates specifically for bariatric patients on Amazon and things like that. It's expensive. I just feel like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna spend my money on one plate, $18 for one plate, But if you definitely feel like it's helpful, I recommend it. So anyway, but I typically eat about 4 ounces of protein, and that could be chicken breast, chicken, deli meats, any sort of meat that provides protein, as well as like eggs, and most of my life will consist of eating meat because that's a good source of protein, as well as eggs, avocados, you name it, things that will be a good source of protein. But most of bariatric patients, that is what we eat. We rely on our meats and stuff for the protein, and eggs, every day, eggs. So, but yeah, so I eat about 4 ounces of protein, every day. And then of course, I have my smaller portions of vegetables. So protein is first, vegetables, and then your carbs and things like that. It's pretty much like the standard, nutrition, diet plate or charts. Let me say that. So that's what I follow for my portion control. And typically I'm not always able to finish my 4 ounces of meat. Unless sometimes with, most times with the sandwich I can, because of the way I make my sandwiches, and sometimes I can't because the meat might just be too thick or too much for me. It just depends on how my stomach is that day. Like, my stomach has a mind of its own, and I listen to it. So that is typically what I do. Now for me, my doctor, they don't make a big fuss, because I have to get in so much of protein in a day. I've expressed like, sometimes I'm not able to finish my meals, and that is common amongst people who have had weight loss surgery. We're not able to finish our meals. For me, I was always concerned with not being able to get in the right amount of portion of protein. My doctor said that's fine. They do not want me to drink protein shakes or do the protein powder or things like that. And a lot of bariatric patients do that. Every doctor is different. My doctor specifically said no to those things. So I rely on whole foods to, not the store, but whole foods as a source of protein, as my source of protein each day. And I track my food just to make sure. And typically I do well. Some days I go right under, but that is what I do. And you might ask, why not, protein shakes? Because I know a lot of people, if you are starting your journey, or if you know someone who has weight loss surgery, or if you had weight loss surgery, protein shakes are life. Everyone's doing protein shakes. They're putting it in their coffee, they're doing the powder, they're putting it in their food. So here's the thing. I asked my doctor that specifically because I thought, seeing this, that was what I was going to be doing as well. My doctor expressed to me that that protein shakes actually, most protein shakes are high in sugar, and they actually cause you to either maintain in the weight, retain the weight, or gain weight. So if you think about it, and I had to think about it in those terms, when people are, exercising or losing weight, they are taking in more protein to build muscle, and building muscle makes you gain weight. So although you're not gaining fat, you're gaining muscle, but the scale can go up if you are smaller and so gaining muscle is good. I'm not saying that it's not bad, but because I'm losing weight rapidly, I think that the definition or the muscle gain wouldn't be as great. And I am not a doctor, so please do not quote me on this. This is me trying to make it all, trying to make sense of it all in my mind. But I just think that by me gaining weight rapidly, a rapid change within my body, I wouldn't build muscles fast enough at the rate that I'm losing weight or fat, if that makes sense. So I can probably see why she would recommend me not drink the protein shakes or do the protein powders right now. However, I can have a protein shake. I just only can have it as a meal replacement, but not as, like an addition to my meal. And honestly, I don't think I can honestly drink a protein shake and eat a meal, but add protein powder to my meal just to make sure that I'm getting, the right amount of protein. They don't recommend that. So there's that. Did I explain everything with portion control or smaller portion meals? Yes, I think I did. I did, just to give you a picture. I said this in my other video. Before, I used to go to McDonald's and I would buy a whole meal, most times with a large fry, but I would get like a quarter pounder sandwich or a quarter pounder meal with a large fry and a large drink, and I would be able to finish. Sometimes I wouldn't be able to finish the fries, but I would be able to finish that entire meal. No problem. Now I only can eat a cheeseburger. So just for you to picture what my portion is like, I only can finish a cheeseburger. And like I said, sometimes I can do the whole thing. Most times I cannot. So I only can eat probably like 75% of that burger and I'm full. So there you go. The other thing is that I cannot eat and drink at the same time. I have to eat either 30 minutes prior to my meal and 30 minutes after my meal. If I eat and drink at the same time, I would be extremely full and I would get sick. And there's been times where I have ate and I would eat a meal and I would wait for 30 minutes and then drink water afterwards, and I would still feel full and I would have gas, I would belch. It would just feel like I would have to regurgitate. So sometimes I do wait just a little bit longer depending on what I'm eating. Some foods take time to digest, so there you have it. And I just want to make sure I cover that. So that's that. No, I can't drink out of a straw. I do drink out of a straw occasionally, but not so much because of gas. And also, I don't drink too many drinks besides water. I add Crystal Light to my water to just give it flavor. Weilers. I have to drink drinks that has 0 sugar in it. I can do Gatorade, 0 sugar. So those are mostly the drinks that I drink. I can do apple juice or juices with no sugar in it. But I really don't. I typically stick to water, and I'll add the Crystal Light, or I'll add Weilers in there. So I think that covered everything about the food part. So, do I have cheat meals? There is no such thing as cheat meals. That the way my doctor put it is that my life doesn't change after weight loss surgery. Of course, of course my life is changing after weight loss surgery. It is not the same. I am not the same person. But what she means is that I don't have to alter my lifestyle because I've had weight loss surgery. I have my guide, I have my dietitian, my nutritionist, and when I say guide, I literally have a meal planning chart where it gives me different options of meals. My nutritionist gives me different recipes. I can look up on Pinterest or Google. There are so many groups out there that have meal ideas. So there are so many options available to me regarding my options for meals. And they're not that different than what I would usually eat. I mean, of course I can't eat fried foods. I avoid fried foods, greasy foods, things like that. I don't eat those things right now. It would, my stomach would still be sensitive to them, but I could still, grill foods, things like that I can eat. And we've already talked about some of the restrictions. I believe in moderation over deprivation. So I will not deprive myself of anything, but I will eat it in moderation. So if I want, some candy, like a Hershey's bar or something, I would not eat the entire bar, honestly, because it would irritate my stomach. That is another thing I forgot to mention, that I can eat sweets or desserts, but I cannot eat too much of it because it does irritate my stomach. So I do kind of like that because my stomach is like, all right, stop. But anyway, I digress. Yes, so I moderate what I eat. So if I eat a Hershey bar today, I'm not going to have a Hershey bar tomorrow, or that might just be it for the week. It just totally depends on you and your body and what you're doing. And for me, that's my motto. That's how I like to go. I mean, there will definitely be days in a row where I'm eating things that somebody might look at you like, you're not supposed to eat that. I can pretty much eat what I want to eat. Okay, there is no limit to what I can eat as far as, things out of the restrictions. But even with those restrictions, typically I can eat what I ate before I had surgery. And also if my stomach can tolerate it, because some people can't tolerate certain foods. And again, I am very fortunate. So when you hear people say like, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't eat that, it's not true. Most people I know who have had weight loss surgery are still able to enjoy the same foods that they were able to enjoy prior to weight loss surgery. It is just all in moderation. It is a balance. Of course, your doctor is going to say, you can't eat this, you can't eat this. There's still things that I cannot eat. I am only 5 months out after surgery and my stomach is still healing. There are many people who have talked about this in their journey. They had to wait 6 months. They had to wait a year. So you have to also think about the healing process. You might feel fine, but your body is still healing after surgery, and that takes time. And so you're still reintroducing foods back into your body, and so your stomach might not fully recover. I had my gallbladder removed, and I can tell you, when I reintroduced foods back into my stomach, it took a long time for me to recover or just adjust to that. So I already was aware of what it would be like, and I prepared myself for that because I already had some sort of surgery, around my stomach, and that would affect, certain what I would eat afterwards. And so it wasn't like a difference to me. So I just want to say that is why there are restrictions. There is why you hear people say like, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. It's simply because you are recovering. There's a recovery process, and it doesn't just take a month. It takes 6 months, it takes a year. Certain things you literally cannot have in your diet, but that doesn't mean you can't ever have it. And like I said, I don't deprive myself, I moderate. However you feel about that or whatever you believe in that's your decision, but that's just my choice in that. So yes, There we go. About cheat meals. There's no cheat meals, no such thing. So, okay, guys. So, yeah, that is everything. That was all, me talking about the foods that I can eat, which is pretty much a small list. I can pretty much eat anything, and yeah, that's everything about that. And so if you, as always, if you guys have any questions for me about my journey in particular, please leave them in the comment section. You can also email me if you have any, you want to leave any positive comments, leave them in the comment section. Or if you just have any questions regarding weight loss surgery, leave them in the comment section. I would love to hear from you all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, guys, thank you so much. You guys stay blessed. Bye-bye.